Hello and welcome to the McLeod Artistry. My name is Shamika and today we will be sketching out our Inktober prompt. Now, I will be using the prompt from last year because I feel as though the prompt from this year isn't really, I really just don't like it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Here, I'm just sketching out some little quick ideas, trying to think of something for real. And I was combining day 1, 2, and 3 into one illustration because I started on the 3rd. So I decided to combine day 1, 2, and 3 together. And I'm not sure if I am going to make another video of all the days for real. I really don't mind creating Inktober draw with me videos. I think that would be really cool. This is my first year taking Inktober seriously. I've always wanted to do Inktober. I just never took it seriously. So yeah, I may or may not speed this up a bit because I'm pretty sure this could get boring if I keep it in real time. But also, it's a vibe. Like, you should sketch with me. Even if you aren't doing Inktober, you know, maybe you've been procrastinating on drawing. Maybe you've been procrastinating on doing your homework. Maybe you have things to do, like you need to clean up or you know, just need something chill in the background to listen to while you be productive, whatever that may look like. I suggest, you know, having this video on in the background. Yeah. And I hope it brings some sort of inspiration also to those who need it, especially artists. Here, the idea I sketched out is basically like a path because day 1, 2, and 3 of last year's Inktober prompt, it was it was dreaming, spider, and then path. And since I wanted to combine them both, I wanted it to be like either a spooky like dream, you know, with the path in it in some sort of way connected to a spider. It seemed pretty easy, but it proved to be quite difficult. And some things I sketched, like the top left, the very top left one, that requires some background knowledge and I have none. I really want to work on drawing backgrounds so much, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm scared of what I don't even know. There's no reason to be scared of my drawing pad or, you know, sketching and trying and failing. But it's one of those things, as I've talked about in a previous video, where it's something that I want to do. So I'm going to do it even if it isn't right now, which is okay. I have to know what I can balance and what I can take. Because in terms of life, I am pretty busy. And I have limited energy. And I feel like whenever I do have some extra energy to give and put into my art, I will find a way to make that practice happen. But right now, I want to improve on making things and finishing things more than trying to learn a new skill that could come with just time and experimentation naturally instead of quote unquote forcefully, you know? And I feel like that's another thing I've always seen YouTubers and other artists say, like, oh, to be a better artist, you have to practice, 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 practice. But if you're always practicing, when do you make actual art? When do you finish an illustration, or when do you finish a piece or a painting? You know, I have kind of mixed feelings about that, although it is still good advice, because of course if you'd like to improve, you have to practice, but also if you'd like to improve, you have to create full pieces. Balance. Literally balance, that's all I could really say. Just balance those two out, finding your balance. Some people may practice more than they do full illustrations. Some people may do full illustrations and do little practicing. It just depends on the type of artist that you are as you find your flow and your way. I'm currently trying to find mine. And I have to say, y'all will be coming along with me in the journey of finding my way as an artist. There's so much to being an artist that I feel like I never had thought about as a kid aspiring to be an artist. Being an artist requires a lot of energy. If I had to put it simply, being an artist requires a lot of energy. As you create more and more, it drains you more and more. With every completed piece, for me personally, like 10% of my energy. It's taking 10% of water out my cup. Sketches, depending on how detailed and what I'm trying to aim for, oh my God, don't let it be practices. If it's a regular sketch, a regular doodle, it takes like 2%. But if I'm practicing and I'm struggling and stressing and getting it wrong and feeling frustrated about that, takes 25% of my energy. But ultimately, I gain 10% of experience or like practice points. So, well, in my head, that's how I like categorize like my exchange of energy and understanding. Exchanging my energy for understanding of concepts and anatomy and references, studying and everything above the sun, especially color. God, color, lighting, shadows. Some things that I really want to experiment with. I will also say getting out of your bubble as an artist is probably the hardest thing on earth as an artist. Getting outside of your bubble. You could even be sketching or practicing, and to get out of your comfort zone it requires at least 50% of your energy. And to actually fully go through with it, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a sketch or a full illustration, you have to have at least 50% of your energy ready, stocked and loaded to complete this, whatever the task is, whether if it's a sketch or whether if it's a full illustration. Like, let's say you're not used to drawing mechanics. So like you try drawing guns, cars, cyborg like bodies, and it's a lot of it can be so simple but complex at the same time, and it takes time to study that, which is why I respect so many artists. Like, I be trying to draw something and I'm like, okay, this looks really good, and when you try to execute it, you be like, yeah, no, this is really hard. I have a newfound respect for the people who make it look easy. I feel like that's a thing with art. A lot of artists do a really great job at making it look easy. It's not easy at all. I respect to all artists. trying their best to be better spiritually within their art, emotionally, physically. That takes a lot of oomph, courage, and mental stability. In this sketch that I'm currently drawing is basically a tree. Like you get a POV of like tree branches, like someone sitting, like you get the POV of like someone sitting in a tree and they're looking at the path ahead, but also there's like a little spider guy right there just chilling. And as you know, Pinterest is home for all artists when it comes to references. I had to look for some. There was no going around it because I completely forgot what the fuck a fucking spider web looked like. I completely forgot. Yeah, so I'm kind of finding out I am a sketch multiple ideas type of person. I feel like literally my college experience has made me that way. But I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing because I'm now filling up my sketchbook. I've never, ever filled up a sketchbook like how I have recently. Again, I honestly feel like it has something to do with age and maturity. For aspiring artists, there's a lot more that goes into your art other than the art itself. Who you are as a person, how your mentality is, that goes into your art and your performance as well. As you mature, your art grows with you. As you mature, you may or may not take things more serious. As you grow as a person and find out this thing or that thing about yourself, your art flows and fluctuates along with you because I honestly believe that your art is the representation, of course, of you. No matter what you draw, no matter what you illustrate, you could literally be a manga artist. You could literally be a children's book illustrator. You could want to be an animator. You could want to be a book cover artist. You could want to be a cover artist for music artists. The way you develop your art style, how you use color, how you use shadow, whether if it's inspired from another artist or not, all of that, the music you listen to has an effect on your art. Like I said before, your mentality has an effect on your art. So I say all of this to say, don't stress about the process. And I know that is easier said than done. I know. It's so much easier said than done when, maybe you look up to bigger artists and be like, well, damn, their shit is good. I mean, damn good. That's where I want to be. And like, that's what level I want to get to. But oftentimes when I think like that, or whenever I am kind of getting in that mindset of, oh, but they do this, I don't do that, so should I start doing this, and will it improve my art, and maybe this and maybe that? Well, look, no matter what, your art changes and fluctuates with you as a person. So as the bigger artists in the game right now grew, their art changed and fluctuated with them. And as they grew, whether it be literally in age or like with mentality and wisdom and experience, they grew to know and tell us as aspiring artists that, look, trust the process. Is something used so commonly in the artist community, is trust the process, even though it's literally I keep saying everything is the hardest thing to do. I'll change it up a bit and say it's goes along with a lot of things that's hard to do, especially as an aspiring, or even not even as an aspiring artist and a beginner. Like, I would deem myself like an intermediate type artist. That changed as I grew. Mind y'all, I am only 20. I'm only 20. So I'm pretty young. I got a lot of life to live, a lot of life to experience. I have a lot of lessons that need to be learned, whether it be the easy way or the hard way. And as my life continues, I develop new experience, memories, meet new people. All of my art will change. It will never look the same. And I don't feel like that's talked about enough. How your art changes and fluctuates with you as a person. Now, I know that it's been spoken on, but I haven't really seen any content personally that speaks on this. And I feel like it's something for artists to know. Maybe I'm just yapping, but regardless, and I feel like it's game that everyone should be put on to. Because as you stress about your art, not being good enough and why it doesn't look like this or that, you're ultimately and basically comparing yourself to someone who has, first of all, lived longer than you, has experienced more than you, has been through probably more hell than you, which is nothing to brag about, by the way. Definitely wouldn't call that bragging, but it shapes who the person is, and has just wisdom on their side, or either they have really good artist connections. Maybe their parents are artists and they've been taught this and that, and a lot of people are at different levels, stages, and some people are like in Minecraft equipped with the chest as soon as they spawn into the for real. They're equipped with the chest that got the bread and a gold ingot in there and tools so they can just go ahead and start. But a lot of us, we didn't have that box checked, and we had to dip, dodge, learn the way and make our own tools and our own chest full of goodies and things like that. So every artist's journey looks different, but that doesn't make us any different. All the same. Nonetheless, a lot of people want to be artists, and myself included. I feel as though the title of being an artist, of being a successful artist, to have financial freedom from this passion of mine, it seems like a foggy, unattainable thing. And I get that I'm just spilling my guts here on YouTube because, as my first video states, no one is watching, so why not? Until y'all are watching, then I'm probably fucked. But until then, no one's watching, so why not document my experience? Why not document my thoughts? These are just random ass thoughts. Like, not even kidding. Like, these are just random ass thoughts. No script. Obviously, as you can tell, I feel like this video is low-key chaos. But and that's why I say your art, shit, even your career. But that's a factor that plays a part in a lot. Again, I'm reiterating that because I really do want y'all to understand your mind is everything. How you treat your mind and how you speak to yourself and take care of yourself, it's everything. How you think about things is everything. This video is kind of getting slightly long, so I'm probably finna kind of fast forward this a bit more and take y'all straight to the time lapse so I can kind of talk about that, because I'm really going on a spiel right now. Here's a full look at the page, and now we are in the time lapse. So after sketching traditionally, I like to bring my ideas over into my iPad for real. Sometimes I like literally take a picture of the sketch, no matter how rough it is, and like put it into my iPad and like go from there and continue to sketch over it until I'm satisfied. But in this instance, I tried one sketch idea. I didn't like it, couldn't do it. It was stressing me out. So I kind of went with another one. And as you can see, it is a golden, basically a woman of light. And she's kind of playing around with whatever powers she has. And she creates a little spider web with a spider on it. This was just it. It was just a lady with hair and playing with magic. But I wanted to make it interesting. I wanted to like fully illustrate this and have that feeling of relief or satisfaction from it. And just by this, I didn't have that. So I added in thinking like pose and the rest of her body with some shading added to it. I played around with lighting. I feel like I was semi-successful with the lighting, and I was trying different things with the hair for a little while, and this is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.